Hi there and welcome along to another workout for you to row along to. It's day 30 of the 30 days of 30-minute workouts. Well done for getting here. It's been a good old long slog and hopefully you've had a lot of fun on the way. But today we're going out with a bang because what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds on and then 30 seconds rest 30 times. And you're going to do these all at 30 strokes a minute. Well, obviously not the rest, but the effort part, you're going to do it 30 strokes per minute. And the pace-wise for this, I want you to do it round about 2K pace. So before I go any further, what I'll say is that today's warm-up is going to be 5 minutes long rather than 4, just to make sure you've got that little bit more of a zing in your legs to make sure you're nice and warm for today's row, okay? So anyway, today's session then is all about the 30s because it's the 30th day of the 30th workout of this whole 30 thing. It's all 30s. So these 30-second efforts are really going to be up there. And I mean, like I said at the end of day 29, for me, this is relatively uncharted territory. I think I've done 20 of these before, but never up to 30. So it'll be interesting to see whether there's any kind of fade in pace as I go through all of these 30. And of course, the same for you. Are you able to start off at 2K pace and then hold it there to the end? Or do you get to a point maybe halfway through where you start to struggle, but then as you see the end of the row, you get that second wind and you're able to increase your pace back up to 2K pace or even faster if you can, all right? So it's interesting for all of us to see how we go with this one. It's a great session to do anyway, but it's also kind of a little bit of a, ooh, what's going to happen here, okay? So let's get into our 5-minute warm-up. And we're going to set up the same way we always do. So go to the front of your machine on a Concept 2 and set up your drag factor to where you want it to be. Now, if you don't know about drag factor, please check out the video I have on this channel. If you're on a non-Concept 2, then that's totally cool. But you'll have to set your resistance or whatever you have on your machine to make sure that you get a good enough of a kind of a weight from the stroke as you drive with the legs, so you can then pull and swing over your back and then pull at the back of the stroke rather than having to heave from the front. Next up, go to your monitor, and if you're able to, then set it at eye height rather than down low or up high, both of which can kind of ruin your posture a little bit. And then finally, if you're able to set the heights of your foot straps, the foot stretchers, then please set them to a point where you're able to get your shins to a vertical position as you come forwards. Okay, that's really important. If you set them too high, then you can kind of get a little bit bound up and not quite get there. If you set them too low, you can go shooting straight past. You can hyperextend and cause power leaks and things, all right? Okay, so this 5-minute warm-up, we're still going to start in the same way. We're going to do it with enough of a force from your feet that you can think about the connection into your hands at 18 strokes a minute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to gradually increase the pace, get a little bit faster, and then what we'll do is we'll then still go back into those single legs and the arms only, back only part of the warm-up. Okay? Right, so let's get into this then. Let's do 18 strokes a minute in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, you've heard me say this many, many times. We're going to go through it again. The power generation from the stroke comes from your feet pushing into the foot plates. Okay? So you push your feet. Good old shove from your legs. And that's where most of the power from your stroke comes from. However, you need to get that power into your hands to then connect the handle to the machine. And so you partly do that by making sure to push your feet into the foot plates at the same time that your hands connect to the handle, but also with body position, where you have a forward lean into the front of the machine with straight arms. And that lets the power connect to the handle and really surge into it. That power from your legs flows into the machine. And that's really important today if you want to make sure to hit your pace through all 30 of the splits in today's row, where to just get that power in from your legs, surge it into the machine. It'll help with your muscle fitness as well as your cardio fitness. Right, so what we'll do is we'll gradually increase pace. Make sure you get close to 2K plus 20 by now. More of a push from the legs to get your pace up. And then over the next minute, let's try and get up to 2K plus 15, but still at 18 strokes a minute. So more of a push from your legs. And if you don't know what I keep on saying with this 2K pace thing, then it's based around rowing a 2 kilometer time trial and dividing the resulting time by 4 to give you your average time to cover 500 meters. And that is your 2K training pace. So an 8-minute 2K would give you a training pace of 2 minutes. And when I say 2K plus 20, you go 20 seconds slower. Right, one more here. Let's put one foot on the ground. Then you just get a chance to ease off the amount of power you're putting in as you row with just one leg strapped into the machine. Hopefully that minute of adding in lots of power from your legs will really have helped you warm up your muscles. Swap feet, and then these drills, the single leg drill and the ones that are about to come up, are about improving your flexibility a little bit, ready for the main session. Okay, 3 more here, 2 more. Okay, so put both feet in, legs straight, and row with your back and arms. So keep your legs straight and just swing over your back and pull in your arms. And then out with the arms, swing over the back. This is such an important phase of the stroke to develop and get it right. That swing over your back to add in power. Right, let's roll to the front with straight arms, forward lean, and just press out from the front. Not too powerfully, probably the same amount of foot press you started off with, because all I want you to do is concentrate on holding this forward lean and straight arms as you push out the front. Just get used to being in this position for about half of your leg drive. Should we do one more? One more. Right, that is that's my warm-up done. If you feel you're not warm enough yet, and there's a potential you might strain something, then please keep on warming up. Whether that means that you pause the video or that you have a quick drink and then just carry on doing some light rowing until we start the main session, then please do. Or you might want to use the first, well, to be honest, after the first 30-second sprint, if you do that at like 2K plus 5 instead of 2K pace, that should then be kind of like the top up that gets you warm enough to then do the next 29 at 2K pace, okay? So I'm gonna have a drink. Yummy. Yeah, cool. So, sorry, I got a bit thrown by just how cold that water was. It's like brain freeze. So, right, I'm just gonna quickly load in today's session from Ergzone, which I've split, for those using Ergzone, into 1-minute splits, okay? So it's still a 30-minute row divided into 1-minute splits. And what that means, of course, is that if you're going to come back afterwards and look at each of these to see how you got on, because it's going to include the 30 seconds rest as well, it's not going to show you whether you hit 2K pace the whole time. You can, of course, set this up as a 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off interval workout to give you that data, but in terms of a sync problem every time it starts, is like a tiny little delay between starting intervals. We could end up about 30 seconds out of sync by the end of this. So I recommend doing this. And if you really want to know about the data afterwards, then go on to the Concept 2 logbook and check the graph there and have a look and go, all right, okay, I was pretty much 145 or whatever the whole time, okay? Data is important. I mean, it's really good to come back and look at data to see how you got on, but at the same time, it's not so important that I want you to be 30 seconds adrift from me. Really, the most important part here is that as you hit these 2K, these 30-second intervals, that what you're seeing on screen as you're doing it is mostly the pace you want to see. As long as you're seeing it on screen, it's fine. You don't have to come back and see it afterwards. Okay? So, hopefully I've flannelled enough that you've had time to program this into your monitor if you're continuing to do your warm-up. If not, then you might have to quickly pause the video and set up a 30-minute row with 1-minute splits if that's what you want to do, because we're about to get into it, okay? We all ready? Remember, in the 30-second rests, you can just, like, I'm just going to completely stop, and so you get a chance to have a drink and stuff within those 30 seconds. Okay, so remember, technique-wise, this is all about pushing from the legs, and we're going straight off. There's no lead in here. We're going straight into it, okay? Here we go then. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now remember, 30 strokes a minute. So that means a big push from the legs, and you're rowing 1 stroke every 2 seconds. Make sure to really get that force in there. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think I was about 29 for quite a lot of that. So that's what we're doing, 30 times. Your heart rate will be up a bit, but you shouldn't feel too exhausted yet. If you want to do rolling starts, which means light rowing, then start it from now, and this just gets the flywheel moving so that first stroke isn't from a dead, stopped, heavy flywheel, okay? Okay, 2, 1, go. Sorry, I missed the countdown. I was too busy talking about rolling starts. Now, if you can't get up to 30 strokes a minute, remember, getting the handle away nice and smooth, and rhythmically stop. Really helps. Get the handle in and away at the same pace you pulled it in at. I'll talk about that again in the next one. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Okay, so start your light rowing if you wish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So the pace you pull the handle into your chest at the back of the stroke, you want to send the handle right back out at the same speed. A nice fluid rhythm. 3, 2, 1. How's it going for you so far? I seem to be blowing through my 2K pace. I'm about 2K minus 2 right now. I may pay for that later. We'll see. Okay, 10 seconds to go. You should wiggle your backside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, I always talk about power as coming from the legs. So when you need to get back up to pace, you push with the legs. 3, 2, 1. And as long as you have that forward lean and arms straight, then that bigger push from the legs puts more power into the machine. Ooh, my backside's getting a bit sore today. 10 seconds to go. That's why I'm wriggling all over the place. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I suppose that's a good sign because it's showing that I'm really pushing with my legs. If my glutes are starting to get that used feeling. 2, 1. Ooh. So I find just sitting slightly forwards on the front of the seat to ease the pressure off your glutes, and then just pick up your backside, reseat your seat so your sit bones aren't crushing your glutes. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And keep your arms nice and relaxed as you come forwards to let that power flow through them, and don't fight against it with your muscles. 2, 1. It is really tempting to think, especially when you want to go fast, about grabbing early and using your big muscles in your arms. But trust me, keep your arms straight, use your big muscles at the back of the stroke. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Because you really want to be push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Okay, so you're only thinking about the pull at the back. Push, pull. Legs first. Push, pull. 2, 1. This 30-day series, the story really has been about making sure to get that hang off the handle, pushing with the legs, being forward and getting that hang off the handle. And that's vital for getting the power in there. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now if you start to feel any kind of strain on your back, and you're currently starting from a stopped flywheel, then do start that light rowing for rolling starts with 10 seconds to go. I'll show you this time what I mean. Just because the weight of that stopped flywheel can be a little bit of a jolt through your back. So I'll show you what I mean, just so you know. A bit late for this, but hey, why not? Okay, so 10 seconds to go. Just light rowing, just so I get the timing right. Okay, so flywheel's moving. 1, go. I could probably have taken one more stroke there, to be honest, but it was still moving enough to not be a completely stopped flywheel. 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, it's important to learn how to start from a stopped flywheel, but not so important that you want to risk injury. Whew. So in a session like this, if it starts to hurt, start some light rowing. Let's try and get it right this time, okay? 10 seconds to go. 2, 2 more strokes like this. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I think I got my timing about 1 second out there, but again, the beauty of just having this as a 30-minute row means that you can be a second out and it doesn't really matter. One more, because you can then just make it up through this rest period. Whew. All right, so that's 10 done, I believe. 10 minutes gone, third of the way there. Apart from my glutes being a bit tender from all this pushing, 10 seconds to go. It's not too bad so far. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And do try to keep your technique from breaking down as we go through this. Could be that muscles start to tire, or even you just get distracted. 3, 2, 1. So do think about that tilt forwards and backwards over your hips. You're just swinging forwards and backwards rather than rounding off your lower back. 10 seconds to go if you want to do rolling starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. See, the amount of time I'm in a backwards position is a lot shorter than the amount of time I'm in a forwards position. 3, 2, 1. You want to get into that forward lean again. Nice and quick after the finish. Hands away, rock over your hips. It can be harder to gauge when you're rowing at this stroke rate, but it's worth thinking about it. 10 seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So hands, body, legs, hands, body, legs, hands, body, legs. Well, yeah, I can't even get the sequencing out in words before I'm actually completed. That's because basically we're doing 1 second at either end. Stop. At this stroke rate, it is more like a 1-to-1 ratio of drive to recovery. Whereas like 20 strokes a minute is like twice as fast drive and then twice as slow recovery. Here it's basically a second either way. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. But don't forget about posture. I'm talking a lot here about arms and legs and even that swing over your hips. It can be interesting to look at your pace. Last one. The difference between kind of being in a little bit slumped and then making sure to rise up. So this can slump to the back or powerful. The difference between that and that in terms of posture can mean seconds, good few seconds in your pace. 10 seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. And essentially, you want to be up on your sit bones in that forward lean at the front of the stroke, but even at the back of the stroke, you should feel your sit bones are still what's connected to the machine. One more. Or at least the seat, maybe not the machine. Makes it sound like I'm rubbing my backside against the flywheel, twerking against it. All right, we're halfway there. Bon Jovi point. Okay, so it's back downhill, last 15 to go. 10 seconds. Whew. Here we go then, in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, push. Now, I'm still maintaining at least 2K minus 2 through these. So I'm going to make a deal with myself to make sure to not go any slower by the end. One more. So I'm aiming for 145 pace, and that was pretty much all I saw then was 142, 143, apart from the first like 2 strokes. So that's what I mean. Just look at your monitor and each stroke, 10 seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push. Because data after the matter is all very interesting, but actually it's right here and right now that makes the difference. 3, 2, 1. Especially as we're in that middle chunk of this row. This is when, like I say, sometimes concentration or fatigue can lead to you drifting away from your pace. So if you keep an eye on how fast you're going stroke by stroke, 10 seconds to go, and adjust as necessary, then that's much better. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's all very good. Coming back after a row, looking at your data and realizing you should have been going faster through these sections, but it's a bit too late then. So look at your monitor and make sure, last stroke, make sure you're hitting your pace now. Because otherwise I'm going to make you come back and do the whole session again. Of course I'm not. How am I going to do that? I'm going to come round to your house? No. I don't do home visits. Not yet anyway. 10 seconds to go. Still waiting for that billionaire. I'll do a home visit for them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. I just do remember your power. If you're starting to lose concentration, just think about that push of the legs with straight arms. That's all you need to concentrate on. One more. And if you can concentrate on it, you'll be surprised. I mean, I jumped up 2 seconds in pace then just from talking to you about it, and then me concentrating more on doing it. So it does work. 10 seconds to go. Get ready for the 20th 1. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Now I, at this stage, start to lose that, or start to get that bad habit of over leaning at the front. So I'm just concentrating on just 1 o'clock, hang on, 2, 1. 1 o'clock at the front, 11 at the back. I'm trying not to dip further forwards at the front in the hopes of more length. Right, 10 intervals to go. If you think you can go even faster, start going even faster. 10 seconds to go. I might try, let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Same stroke rate, but more power from your legs. Push harder into the machine, and you will feel, if you get it right, that you are hanging harder off the handle. Last one. Yeah. So that was mostly 2K minus 5. 140s. 139, 140. Make sure to drink. Oh. 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Try and at least hit the same pace you just managed. You can have another jump in a few more intervals time, but don't blow your energy yet. If you feel you're on the edge, stop. Obviously, if you feel this is a walk in the park, I'm hoping you'll be going a lot faster by now anyway. But if this is just pushing you to the top of the curve, wait until maybe 5 to go before doing another speed increase. 10 seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh, certainly my starting stroke is starting to get a little bit laboured. I can put in the power from now when the flywheel's moving, but my first one is tough. 2, 1, and I can feel myself overreaching on that one, so I'm definitely, fatigue is setting in now that I've tried to really up the pace, but it was still mostly 140s, so it's good, I suppose. All right, that's 10 seconds to go. Maybe start doing moving flywheels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now also, that connection of your hands to the handle should be with your fingers hooked over the handle. You're not choking it to death in a death grip. Last one. Nice, just hooked thumbs underneath. Maybe if you move them forward, they would lightly touch your index finger, but I prefer like this with them kind of down, and that keeps the power straight through your arms, into your hands and into the handle. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's why you have relaxed arms and shoulders, is so that the power just surges in a straight line to your fingers to then surge against the handle. Last one. 25 done, 5 to go. So if you want to increase the pace for the next 5, let's go for it. You don't have to. If you're on the ragged edge, hold your pace, okay? 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So really increase that push. You should hear the tone of your machine change as you push in. More power. 2, 1. So especially on the concept 2, the pitch of your flywheel will increase as you put in more power. Whew. Right, 10 seconds to go. We've only got 4 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push. So keep a good posture. Arms straight. And then only pull on the handle at the end. Again, you're not trying to get pace by pulling early. Last one. You'll fight against the pace if you grab from the front. Let your legs do the work at the front and hang off the handle to pull at the back. Okay, 10, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So remember, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. And if you put your swing over your back in the middle of that too, your pace will hopefully be as efficient and fast, last one, as possible. 2 to go. So we try max effort for these last 2. I'm pretty much close to that anyway, to be honest. 2K minus 7. 12. 10. Okay, in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So max push from your legs. Really push that machine away from you. Push it through the wall. 3, 2, 1. 135. 2K minus 10 for me. How'd you get on? 20 seconds to go until the last one. Oh, right. In 10, 6, oh wait, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Come on. Make this your fastest yet. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oops. You can tell when I get a bit tired because I stop counting or start counting. Now, looking at the timer, what we should have done was started today's session with 30 seconds gentle so that we'd have finished. But it's always a chance that you've just been doing some light rowing to a finish rather than letting the handle slip out your hands and slump forwards like me. Okay, let's get into our 2-minute cool down relatively quick, which I've just programmed in. Let's give it a second. I'm just gonna have a quick drink and then we'll get into the 2-minute cool down. My heart rate's gone down from 160 to 110, so good time to start the cool down. In 3, 2, 1, let's just do 18 strokes per minute and round about 2k plus 20 pace to start with, to just get the power out of your legs, and then we can start easing off after this stroke. Take it gradually closer to 2k plus 30 pace, or like 4 out of 10 on an effort scale. Whew. So I think that was a great way to finish the 30 days of 30s. Hopefully you got right into the proper max intensity through that one, be it just by holding 2k pace from the start, or with gradual increases as you went through it. Because when there's 30 of them to do, you don't really want to start off at 2k minus 10 and then end up 2k plus 10 because you went out too early. Again, a bit late to be telling you this. Oh. So there we go, all done. 30 days without a break for me, averaging around about 10k a day by the time I combine warm-ups, cool-downs in the main session. Right, well, cool-down's done. You can either continue some light rowing to make sure that you cool down properly from today's main session, or of course you can climb off and do some stretching, with which I recommend quads, hamstrings, hip flexors, shoulders, biceps, forearms, and some supine twists, lie on the ground and do some supine twists to help your lower back. Yeah, and I will make a video about this. But yeah, so what do I do now? Well, actually, so next up in line, I'm going to do a few sessions that I'm going to call, and I'll keep on building to these, but I'm going to do a few sessions called lunchtime rows or lunch break rows. I think lunch break rows. Basically, it's the same similar idea to today, except the total amount of time is just going to warm up, do a session, cool down, all within half an hour. To fit it into a lunch break. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a couple of them a week. And then I think from the 12th of December. I know if you're watching this out of sequence and it's now July, this makes no sense, but you can always keep an eye from this. From the 12th of December, I'm going to start doing the 12 days of Christmas. Other religious festivals do occur, just Christmas is... I mean, there is the song of 12 Days of Christmas, so I'm just hanging off that. A few people have suggested rows that they'd like to do within those 12 days of Christmas, so keep them coming. I'd love to be able to make all 12 from suggestions from people, rather than it being just stuff that I come up with. But that's the plan, is from the 12th, I'll do that so we finish on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, it's up to you what you want to do, but to be honest, I usually get up on Christmas Day well before everybody else, and I do a half marathon. Basically because I'm about to have so much turkey and stuff that it makes sense to burn off a couple of thousand calories, or about 1,000 calories doing a half marathon first. So that'll be your Christmas present if you want to follow me doing that. But that's what's up next anyway. And hopefully I'll have a little bit more time to make a few extracurricular videos, like one about stretching and a few other things as well. So as fun as it's been making one video a day for the past 30 days, it has kind of curtailed the extra stuff I do. And I do like making these little informational ones, because to be honest, from a branding point of view, it pulls people in and then they go, oh, you do RowAlongs as well. Ooh. So yeah, from that point of view. So anyway, there we go. Whether you have done all 30 days on the trot with me, or whether you're doing this out of sequence at another point, or whether you're just dipping in and out, doing one here, one there, maybe you're doing 3 and then you're having a couple of days off and then in 3, it's all cool by me, baby. It doesn't matter. It's just 30 days of 30-minute workouts. You don't have to do them all in a row. You can just come into them one day and go, I fancy doing a real top tier, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off row. Today's is perfect. Okay, just because it's part of this series doesn't mean you have to do the whole thing. No one's going to make you do that. Unless you want to, in which case, well, hey. Now, if you have done all 30, then I don't know the best way to prove it to me. Whether it's take a screenshot of your logbook or something, just to say that you've got all these rows sitting there for 30 days or whatever. Who knows how you can do it. But if you do, send it to me and I will send a little certificate back to you to say well done for completing the 30 days of 30-minute rows. Because, yeah, so you can email it to info@rowalong.com, or you can get in touch on the Facebook group or the YouTube community channel or Twitter or whatever. I mean, you'll find me somehow. And yeah, I'll send you a little certificate. Just email your PDF. It's a certificate to say well done, because you might as well get something for doing it, eh? I mean, fitness gains and weight loss and health, that's nothing when you can get a little certificate. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along this journey with me for the past 30 days. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't get for some of my longer ranty outros. You weren't like, oh my God, why do I watch this guy? Hopefully you find it entertaining and stuff. So anyway, I really do appreciate you being on the other side of the lens of this camera. And I will see you in another video. What should we have as the hashtag? 30 days done. Okay, so that's the hashtag. If you want to be all groovy and let me know you got this far through the video, which well done, and you want to leave a comment somewhere, then just use the hashtag 30 days done. And we can all go, didn't we do well? What next? Okay, so thanks again. Please look after yourselves. Stay safe. Be well. Bye-bye.